Hey, gonna give this a few minutes for people to get in here. Let me know how my microphone level is. Have not done this with commentary in a while. Let's hear my voice. No, Grant, my voice is not good. But hopefully my volume is okay. Yeah, just had occurred to me I haven't done any with voice commentary for a while, and I didn't want people to think that I'm blowing them off or ignoring them. Just sometimes it's not the best circumstances for me to be talking, but I'm gonna try to get some of these in because, well, if anybody knows about Google's crappy new policies, it's gonna affect our partnership, and it's unlikely that we'll be able to meet the stream better be working. It's kind of stuttering on my end. It's very unlikely we'll be able to meet the standards that they want us to reach, but I can at least try. So we're gonna be doing Super Famicom for about an hour. Wanting to wait until the State of the Union address was done. I think I might be going. I'm not sure, but I figured people would be watching that and wanted to let people watch that. But we're gonna do Super Famicom for about an hour. Right now, I got Panel de Pon, which is one of my favorite Super Nintendo games. Probably 11 or 10 on the top 10 list. I like this game a lot. If you didn't live in Japan, you might know this game as Tetris Attack or Puzzle League. But I'm going to be playing the original because I like the aesthetics of it the best. And I don't own Tetris Attack. That's also part of the problem. But if you play Tetris Attack, this is essentially the same game, just the difference is Nintendo of America replaced the fairies with Yoshi characters to make the game sell. But I don't have a problem with the fairies. I think they all look very. It's actually a podcast I've been listening to is looking for a smarter DJ. Yeah, I just don't know if I can commit to podcasts. That's the thing. Wish them all the best. But my goal here is to do some of this, and then I might move on to Pokemon Yellow. I was playing Pokemon Yellow yesterday. I was doing very bad. But I had fun talking to some of you guys, so that's fine. So I'm going to try to acclimate to this game. Again, I haven't played this in a few weeks. And then I might try to do the story mode and see how far I get. I don't expect to beat it, and this is just kind of the opening act before I go on to the main event, which is Pokemon Yellow, which I don't expect to play well with. Or, I don't expect to perform well, but should give it a shot anyway. So here is Lip, who I consider to be one of the lost Nintendo protagonists. Nintendo just they have it out for her, man. Her theme song got cut out of the DS version of Puzzle League. But it's in the Japanese version. It's in the ROM data too. They just out. And her game was never officially released in the US. So she gets shafted. If I'm quiet, that's because I'm Gonna be trying to be concentrating on the game. Hopefully I get some good combos in. Fight the power. It's a very good Public Enemy song, Ryan. It's good to see you here. I don't talk in these very often. So if you're new here, don't be shy. Please speak up. I always want to know who's watching our stuff. I noticed we did get some new subscribers lately. And I'm just curious what kind of content you're interested in. I'm bad at this game. You know, my brother, when I went to see Roger Waters at the Toyota Center, usually the game I'm likely to have on my DS is Planet Puzzle League because I like this game a lot. It's a good time waster for me at least. It's a game I can't really get tired of. And I passed it to him, and he got a better score and lasted longer in endless mode than me. So Sam might have a better Puzzle League aptitude than I than I do. I was talking to him earlier. But the trick of Puzzle League is that you have to put yourself in risky positions to get the higher reward, which are the big combos, and that can be a little trickier. I guess it is kind of like Tetris in that you're reacting to the game, but I think this game plays riskier than Tetris. Let's see what we can get here. This is endless mode, and I want to see how far I get, and then I'll try story mode. Again, I don't plan on completing it, but I just want to see how far I would get. The main event is Pokemon Yellow, which I will probably play crappy at, but we'll see what happens. Maybe I got all the hiccups out of me yesterday. Kind of gives me a Mean Bean Machine vibe. Yeah, I can see that. They're similar. Mean Bean Machine, of course, being an Americanized version of a game called Puyo Puyo. Uh, was also made as Kirby's Avalanche. In that I suck at them both. Grant, have you played Tetris Attack? This is the Japanese version of Tetris Attack, essentially. Or Pokemon Puzzle League. This is the predecessor to Pokemon Puzzle League. Never played this, but looking at it, I know I'd suck at it. I think I can usually last about 10 minutes here. Sometimes they get longer. But it's just about trying to see combos before you do them, like right here. When the characters make sounds, that's when the game is happy for you. This is what they ripped the Pokemon Puzzle League games from. Yeah, exactly. In the U.S., this game was, but it's essentially the same game with Yoshi characters in it. Uh, it's funny. My wife can play those real well. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. When I was younger, Pokemon Puzzle League was definitely the jam. And when I got older, I thought it was kind of a cheap cash in. But when I got it off the Wii Virtual Console a few years back, I was really digging the game, getting back into it. And it might even be better than this, mechanically speaking. I don't know the specifications, but I'm told that it processes information faster than the Super Nintendo version. I certainly believe it. Oh, man. Okay. There we go. What game is this? It doesn't say in the description. Hey, Dead Zergling, this is Panel Dipon. I'm gonna pause here. This is Panel Dipon. It was released in the US as Tetris Attack. And this is one of my favorite Super Nintendo, Super Famicom games. If the oh no, if the thing gets high enough, if the blocks get high enough on the screen and you do a combo, it'll stop for a moment, and you'll get more points. That's part of the trick. This game can play a little risky. Don't let the cute characters deceive you. Or maybe you will let the cute characters deceive you. Okay. Ooh, oh, it's very close. This is endless mode. Gonna see how far I get. Oh, I don't want to jinx myself. Then we'll try story a little bit. I had the same situation with Dr. Mario. I can play it well enough, but my wife is silly good at it. I think I'm better at this game than Dr. Mario. Not that I have a beef with Dr. Mario. I like the remix in Super Smash Bros. Brawl they did of one of the Dr. Mario songs. The one with the trippy sitar. It sounds really cool. How are you, bro? Killer Combat X. Hey, I actually got some voiceover going here. But it's nice to see you here, Killer Combat. I'm pretty average right now. But at least average isn't bad. Hopefully my button presses aren't too loud. Ooh, we're getting tall here. Think you're doing good, bro? Yeah, I'm probably doing adequate. I think would be the word. This is better than I normally do. We'll see how much longer it lasts. Press button 5%. Game volume could be 30-40% more, I say. Alright, I'll turn it up a little bit. Let's see. Let's see what a difference that makes. I won't give up. I'm not gonna panic. Damn it. I think I put the reverb on that to kind of mask some poor audio quality. This is for Killer Combat X because I'm not sure how much you guys follow what I do on Mr. Top 10 List channel. But just sometimes the room noise when I record, it's just not on my side. And sometimes as goofy little, I like working on those videos. I don't take them as seriously as my own projects. I follow what you're doing, Mr. Hey, you sneaky devil. It's not that I don't care what I do on Mr. Top 10 List channel. I'm a little bit more loose about how I contribute. And just sometimes when I do the voiceover, sometimes it's not as good as I would like it to be. So sometimes some of those reverb effects are just kind of a way to mask audio imperfections. I don't want to give too much away, but I did something like that similar in a video that me and Mr. Top 10 List are working on. Well, he's working on it. I made some contributions to it, but yeah. Anyway, I think I'm doing pretty decent here, considering that usually 10 minutes when I do endless mode here. And this isn't my favorite music or background palette for this game, but I did this because Lip is the main character, and I don't want her upstaged in her own game by somebody else, and thought of the idea. Yeah, that's true. Hopefully I'm not breaking any NDAs by saying that. Better not be. Thanks, First time ever seeing her. LOL. Oh, I don't know. First time ever seeing her. Yeah, like I said, I feel that she's just kind of one of the lost Nintendo characters. Move over, Muddy Mole and Takemaru. Lip really got shafted. That's not right. No, this is the puzzle game. What do you think of my selfie? You know, I really can't see what it is. Yeah, if you're referring to your avatar. I have terrible vision. It looks like a flame. I'm gonna assume it's a flame. It's probably not a flame. Yeah, just look at the title screen. I think the graphics for this game are really adorable. Yeah, that's nice. With like an eye in it. It's Red Blaze from Mortal Kombat. See, I'm not the Mortal Kombat guru, so I really can't respond to that. Blaze is somewhat underrated. Right. Most in here have seen my take on Mortal Kombat. Yeah. Mr. Top 10 list is the Mortal Kombat guru here. I used to really dislike the games. I've kind of come around to appreciate them a little bit. I really don't care for a lot of the classics. I've recorded the game stuff of Mortal Kombat 2 and Mortal Kombat 3 in any video on Mr. Top 10 list channel from the past year. I have recorded, but those have been very difficult for me to do so because, first off, I'm not too crazy about the inputs of the Mortal Kombat games. Grant Cardboard Walk here, he gave me a good line that I'm going to steal. It seems that some of the special inputs, it's like putting in a cheat code in a video game, first and foremost. You up the audio for the game, you too. I don't understand what that means. But I totally lost my train of thought. The inputs in the Mortal Kombat games, I just find them really obnoxious. I was recording something for Mr. Top 10 list off of Mortal Kombat 2, and just the inputs for the fatalities, I don't like them. In Street Fighter, I find the motions to be very fluid, and in Mortal Kombat, I feel that that at least in the older games, it was more like pressing buttons. What about Street Fighter 2? I find them to be fluid for the most part in Street Fighter. Tekken, I guess it really depends on how good I am with the character, but I used to not be good at Tekken either. I came to appreciate Tekken probably 2010, 2011, mostly because of Sam. They had no idea what they're doing when they started making Mortal Kombat. But yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna go with that. I think I'm gonna go with. Yeah, here's my favorite aesthetic from this game. I'll move on to Pokemon Yellow afterwards. I was gonna do the story mode, but I'm like, the hell with it. I already got so caught up in conversation that I'll save that for another day. I would also like to make a video about the Puzzle League games eventually. It's just a matter of time. Mr. Top 10 list, can you do a video on Elemental Heroes from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX? Yeah, there's like 60 of those guys now. There's a lot of them. I completely lost track. Mortal Kombat 9 rolls. One of the donors to this channel, Boney, I don't know his real name, has offered to donate me Mortal Kombat 10 on or is it Mortal Kombat X? I'm not sure. On more than one occasion, and I really appreciate the offer, but I feel weird about taking it. I will probably take it eventually, though. Actually, if you were following my stream yesterday when I was playing Mario and Wario, that was a donation from Boney, and so was the Lunar, the remake of the first Lunar game on PS1, and so was the Inuyasha PS1 fighting game. So I'm pretty grateful to him for giving me some good material for videos. It's nice to have somebody who appreciates your work. Now the next step is to get rich, but appreciation's good. Mr. Top 10 lists. Oh, what are your next videos? Well, I don't want to speak for him, but that is a secret. But I'll let him speak for himself. Next Yu-Gi-Oh video will be on Palette Swap Blasters. We have the team back for that one. I didn't know you had a production team. Need to add in a description to your streams, good sir. I'm lost on that. Seeing this makes me want to do another puzzle game. Yeah, a few people have told me that they've come to appreciate that video. So that's cool. That was fun to work on. My only regret, one, I think my voiceover could have been better in some parts. And two, I don't like the fact that you can see my reflection when I'm holding my camera and recording Pokemon Puzzle Challenge off of my 3DS. But maybe that adds to the charm of it, who knows. Will you guys check out my new trailer video? Maybe later. Maybe later. I'll play this endless mode till I lose, and then we'll go on to Pokemon Yellow. Miss Samba beat 'em ups like Final Fight or Splatterhouse. You know, I'm trying to grab the virtual content in March, and I'm trying to grab whatever games I can because I love recording game footage in my spare time. Usually when I play video games, I'm either working on a video or I'm recording footage for someone else, and 95% of the time that's someone else at Mr. Top 10 list. So I own Final Fight. I could get Splatterhouse. Some people who work with me like Splatterhouse. Let's see. I think you're the only one who appreciates my vids, AT. Is that sarcastic? I hope not. I think other people appreciate your stuff. I really liked the Nintendo 64 video you did. I thought it was really thoughtful and insightful. It's it kind of reminds me of what I would like to have done on Software Agents Corp before I got into some creative funks. But those are the kind of videos I would like to make. Because a lot of my inspiration for making stuff comes from, I don't know if any of you guys remember, I love the show they had called Icons. But there were either some factual errors or the stories of the content behind the episodes were just too big for 30 minutes, which is really 22 minutes. And I had always kind of wanted to try to improve on some places. Like, for instance, I'm a huge Mega Man fan. Mega Man's my favorite video game franchise. The Mega Man X video was my attempt to kind of reconcile the fact that I think why that game was so important for the Mega Man series and for gaming, as opposed to in the G4 Tech TV thing where they only talk about it for maybe less than 3 minutes, which I'm not going to hold that against them. It's just the limitations of a TV show from the early 2000s, you know. The internet was created so we can improve upon that. Mega Man, super fighting robot Mega Man. One of my buddies, Nick, me and him, we've planned a Mega Man 1 video for about 3 years now. I should probably finish it at some point. And then me and Sam, we had written and recorded a lot of footage for Mega Man 6. Which, this is not a popular opinion, but that's my favorite of the NES Mega Man games. It's kind of funny how I've completely turned around that one. I don't hate Mega Man 2, but I think it's a little bit overrated. Certainly not bad, though. Haven't done all Mega Man of 1 through 6 and 8. The voice acting, yeah, I want to know how they found Elmer Fudd's voice actor for Mega Man 8. That'll be a mystery for the ages. That's funnier to me than the fact that Mega Man sounds like a girl in that game. What's another funny bit of Mega Man 8 voice acting? Duh, I'm gonna crush you. I'm gonna make a popsicle out of you. Man, what a clod Frostman was. I heard a guy RL I worked with legit. Alright, cool, you know Elmer Fudd. Excellent. 6 is probably my favorite when I had the collection on GameCube. The power suits were added a nice diversion. Yeah, they were certainly cool. Very cool. Michelle Robinson, who does a lot of graphics for the videos and helps with video and sound editing. Mega Man 6 is her favorite Mega Man game. She's definitely in private kind of suggested to me that I work on a Mega Man 6 video. Just the thing is, if I were to talk about the NES Mega Man games, I would really like to do them in order. But that's something I would like to do in the foreseeable future. I would probably record the footage from the Legacy collections, because those look great. I had played the Rockman Complete Works ones for a long time, and I mean, I'm not going to hold it against them because they were PS1 games, but I don't understand why they had to blow up the contrast for those and make them so bright. It's weird. But for whatever reason, on Virtual Console, I feel like they darkened the color palette a little bit. My favorite Mega Man in terms of gameplay mechanics, either 5 or 6, whatever. That would be Mega Man 6. Mega Man 5. No, I'm sorry to say this, but that's probably my least favorite of the Mega Man NES games. That was also the first Mega Man game I ever played. Definitely don't hate it. They really screwed up the rush coil in that one terribly. Have you ever played a Pokemon ROM hack game? Is that addressed to me? I'm gonna assume that's addressed to me. I've played some that my friends have made. One of my friends, she made one that's very vicious. 5 with Train Man. Yes, 5 was the one with Charge Man, who was Train Man. So one of my friends, she made a Pokemon ROM hack game that's very vicious because like at one point in the game you just start running into wild Mewtwo's towards the end, and it's just mean. It's like I want to be the guy, but with Pokemon. It's very mean. But I've tried a few interesting ones. Another one a friend of mine made had you start off with Mew in red, but it's at level 2, which I think is the lowest it can be naturally programmed at. Because there's some quirk with Generation 1. This could extend to Generation 2, with the way the levels are programmed in the game. And if you're at level 1 and you gain experience, that creates some kind of error and it makes your Pokemon level 2, either level 100 or level 255. I'm not sure which. I have seen it happen though. AT, there's a crap ton of ROM hacks to try like Pokemon Snake Woods. That sounds like a Pokemon Metal Gear crossover, and that's an incredible idea. And I think Konami and Nintendo need to start making some phone calls, because that's the game I want to see happen. Oh. I hope I didn't lose the stream. Let me see. Only ROM hack. It's a Pokemon zombie game. Only ROM hack I'm aware of is Pokemon cock version. Uh, I really hope you're referring to a chicken. I hope it's not a hentai game. I don't know any other ROMs. We'll look them up. Okay, I think that's going to be it for Panel de Pon right now. I'm going to go put in Pokemon Yellow. Please refresh the stream because it's going to cut out when I change cartridges. But just hang on one moment. All the Pokemon are just from the Torchic. Some dude just made the dialogue really raunchy. Huh. I believe it. Yeah, Pokemon Yellow. Hopefully the game audio is balanced here and everything. Mr. Top 10 list, you should do a list on ROM hacks. Wonder if we would be allowed to talk about Pokemon Shelly version. I think that would be too much of an inside joke. That's part of the problem. I have that on some drive somewhere. Let's go, Killer Dactyl. Alright. So this is Dragon Ball Z. We would have our last episode. I'm not going to do the voice. Last episode, Pokemon Yellow Z. I infiltrate Silphco. I hate that dungeon, so I skipped most of it. It's a ROM hack my friend Michelle made. The one with the you start running into Mewtwo is about 7/8 for the game that I was talking about. It's very mean and cruel on purpose. Okay. So last time we were here, I sucked at Silphco. My team got their heinies kicked. Pikachu died a million times. But I got Lapras, Almanite, and Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl is not on my team at the moment. But let's go. Let's try to level up Lapras a little bit. Disable got disabled. Yeah. Okay. So somebody, I think it was Kadabra, used disable on. I think it was my Slowbro, or was it? I think it was no. It was Snorlax, and it disabled the move, but the disabling ended on that turn, which I think is likely. Yeah, it was Snorlax. Okay. It's not impossible, but it's unlikely. And that was just really funny to watch because the attack got disabled, but because of the way turns work in Generation 1, it nothing. The disable ended after disable was used. It incredibly silly. Um, I must be getting some good RNG because I walked into the Cinnabar Mansion and I have not run into any Pokemon yet. So that's pretty cool. I should probably make some progress in the game instead of just standing here. Double disable. Okay. Also, I messed around with the palette and made a real Pokemon Yellow. Okay, so let's see how well I remember this puzzle. If I remember correctly. So we have to go and get the key for Blaine's gym. And then we have to go on the... We have to go on the second floor to get to the third floor. And then we jump on it to go to the basement, if I'm not mistaken. That's what my memory is telling me. You know, I'm not sure how some of you guys play these games, but I did try to use my imagination a lot. And the idea of jumping down several floors of a building when I was 8 was a little bit trippy to me, especially within the context of Pokemon. I think Pokemon's supposed to be lighthearted. I seem to remember one of the players' guides even calling it the leap of faith, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure which one. It might have been Prima. The Prima player's guide. Is this where the fire gym is at? Yes, it is. We are inside the laboratory where Mewtwo was created, and got all the neat little Mew statues. Okay. Okay, so I'll go on the puzzle now. Okay. Oh! Okay. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, that's pretty high leveled. I'm glad this isn't Generation 2, because if it was, that thing would use Pursuit on me, and I would be so dead. The AI really favors Pursuit there, but... Aside from Slowbro, my team is kind of weak. I was thrown off by several pile of rocks. When you think about it, Pokemon is a dark game. You know, there's a certain visceralness. Haha. Frozen. He can't do anything. I'm gonna kill him for experience. He is so screwed right now. He cannot retaliate. That's why it's good to have Ice Beam. This guy is a stranger danger. I gotta ignore him. Check found. Yeah, there's a certain visceralness to Pokemon Generation 1 that I don't think any of the other generations had. I think with Generation 3, they try to make it a little bit more lighthearted. Not a complaint, just an observation. Poison Sting was disabled. Well, Poison Sting's a bad attack, so it doesn't really matter that it's disabled. For one thing, you killed Gary's Eradicate. Oh, that's an urban legend. I don't believe it. Pokedex entries are pretty off-putting. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think Ghastly says something about how it would kill an Indian elephant or something like that. That sounds cool. I want to see that. I'm having a lot of fun with this, and I'm losing track of time. I planned on being off in about 15 minutes, but I don't see the point in barely playing this game. I really don't want to oversaturate my save battery, because I've had this since launch, and the trick as to why it's lasted me so long is that I don't use it very often. So I might just, my goal here might be to just try to whoop Blaine. Rear edge, urban legend, my rear end. It's true, bro. Why did you kill it? You know what? You got me. This was just in my way. This place is like huge. Where are you, a valley girl? Yeah, I mean, this is an example of how it's kind of dark. We're just kind of exploring this place, and there's a burglar here. We're pretty fortunate he doesn't have a gun. But then again, he does have a fire-breathing fox, so there's that to contend with. It's time to send my hippopotamus hermit crab on it. Feel a little guilty because I like Ninetales, but it is a threat. Ow. My back is killing me. Okay, fine for sure. Oh man. You know, your comment, Grant, it reminds me. If you know Conker's Bad Fur Day, I have to mute all the dialogue from the girlfriend character, because that's terrible. Every second word she says is like, it's awful. And even worse, it's a British person pretending to be a valley girl. That's intolerable. Okay. So I had to do something. I have to do something to get to the basement, but I don't 100% remember what it was. Bicycle. I also need to give that guy his teeth back. July 5th, Guyana, South America. I've been to South America. I should know how to pronounce that name, but I don't. New Pokemon was discovered deep in the jungle. Of course, a reference to Mew. Oh, maybe I ran into Mew. It's not Mew. What the? Oh, okay, it's Muck. So right there, they reference South America. So that makes you wonder what the Pokemon world is in relation to the real world. Do you know Undertale? Never played it. I can't imagine it. I know of it. I've never played it. A lot of my friends have suggested it to me. I've just never gotten around to it. It seems to be another one of those games where it's definitely an homage to something existing. I guess how Mighty Number 9 is an homage to Mega Man, and Undertale is an homage to Mother / Earthbound. But I don't talk about Mighty Number 9. I shouldn't have brought that up. Is cool, A.T. Gonzalez. I used to think tortilla chips and tortilla and torsia chips were different kind of chips. I don't know what torsia chips are. I put my Snorlax to sleep so that he wouldn't be poisoned and my voice cracked. I used to eat tortilla chips all the time, and I don't really do that anymore. Hey, my Snorlax is now woke. And I'm either going to try to defeat this muck or get the hell out of here. Man, how much smaller could this guy get? That's not good. I'm going to get out of here. By the way, I didn't press up on the D-pad there. What happened was, in between the inputs, I ran into the muck, and then after the battle screen, the game registered the input. So that's a bit strange. That's why I made that bad joke about how I was fighting the book. But, you know, given how weird these games are, it wouldn't surprise me if I fought the book. that would be like something out of Mother, now that I think about it. Calcium. Oh, yeah, like, you know. That could be a bomb from Final Fantasy or something. It's a little... It's kind of creeping me out a little bit, now that I think about it. Pokemon Cross Undertale. Never say never. I would like to see a Pokemon game done like a Mother game, where I mean you would just kind of fight anything and everything, but that will never happen. Just wait till Detective Pikachu. Frowny face. Which Pokemon is Hugo? Hugo is Mew. Sam named it Mew to torture me. Let me see what we got here. Nessie was my idea. I always name my Labras's Nessie. But Sam named Squirtle Sprinkles. That bastard. And he called Pikachu Chubby. And he called Mew Hugo. And Charmander was Propane. So why are you named Jack? Jack is one of the default names, and I just wanted to play the game with one of the default names. I was hoping Hugo would be a poison type for the Street Fighter joke. You know, it's not that clever, ultimately. So can someone refresh my memory? Calcium does, because I really don't remember, and I just want to use it now because I don't want to stockpile too many items. Mr. Top 10 list, I think poison is better. What I'm trying to say is I pronounced the L's and the torso. Okay, I get that. Yeah, I think these burglars here, they're only gonna battle you if you talk to them. So they're being sneaky. Calcium raises special. Okay. Definitely want to give that to Hugo because he's my strongest Pokemon. Can't escape. Oh. Gotta run away. I forget who I said. Give it to Slowbro. I feel that Rattata and Raticate have a reputation for being lame Pokemon, but they are kind of a threat because their Hyper Fang attacks and Super Fang and whatever, they do a lot of damage. They can be for Pokemon that are common, they can gang up on you and wipe you out. Mr. Top 10 list, although privacy, but I don't understand what any of that means. Explain. Explain yourselves. What's the difference between Poison and Roxy? Roxy has different hair than Poison. Why there seems to be so many of them? My theory is that there's a cloning machine, like Phantasy Star. Or maybe it's a brain that controls several body operation. What, a sex change operation? Man. Size color, so. Genitalia. You guys are gonna make this an X-rated video. You troublemaker. Yeah, Raticate is doing a little bit of damage to him on the way. I don't think he's gonna make it. And I say he with impunity, because Hitmonlee are always male. It's gonna do Focus Energy. Focus Energy was not programmed properly in those games. It's even worse than doing Splash. It weakens you. Okay, I'm getting a little lost here. So, oh wait, you take these stairs here, I think. Okay, I think it's you take these stairs, then that opens that door that got locked off, and then I go into the basement, and then I get the key, is what I think. I think that's how it works. If I'm not mistaken. My team out Blaine. I could have fought Sabrina earlier. I don't have this entire run broadcast, but this is a sequence breaking run where I skip certain parts and I do the gyms out of order. But usually when I run yellow, Sabrina is the last gym leader I face before Giovanni. Unless I'm doing glitchless. I don't know if trainer fly counts, but yeah, just her Kadabra and her Alakazam. See, antidote. It's my Snorlax can sleep it off. We'll be fine. My other Pokemon aren't so lucky though. Okay. Yeah, I think I activate the statue switch, and then I jump off the building, and then I go to the bomb floor. That is a. I am so happy that attack missed. Okay. I need to get the hell out of here. Hugo. Beware of missing no. Missing no works differently in this game than it does in Pokemon Red and Blue. And the missing no in yellow, you somehow do the glitch, I believe it'll crash your game. So I'm not too worried about that. The only glitch Pokemon I have with me are my Slowbro and my Mew. So we'll be fine. I'm not too worried about missing no or glitch trainers, and I haven't done any setups where I can get into a glitch Pokemon. I should be fine. Let's see. I think other than Scooby-Doo, Zombie Island, Sabrina, and Pokemon was my first exposure to horror. You know, funny story, Grant. Okay, so a few weeks ago, I think 2 weeks ago, I was recording some Pokemon Puzzle League footage, because this is all relative. I want to do a video on Panel Dupont, Puzzle League, whatever, the game I was playing earlier. Eventually. I don't have it slated. Recording footage from all the games. And some of it, I thought of a way to try to use it for Mr. Top 10 list. But when I got up to Sabrina, it fucked up my footage. Because you have to see it to get it. But it's just started speeding up and rolling. I think it was around the point where Sabrina says, "Play with me." So Sabrina put a hex on my game capture device. She's the real Pokemon horror. And you know, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, I think Scooby-Doo has a bad reputation as a franchise. I don't think that movie's too bad. I really don't. When I came home from work a few days ago, I was catching a few episodes of Mystery Inc., Mystery Incorporated, and that show isn't too bad. I can see why people have been hyping it up all these years. Wow, haha, yeah. I just put an unlisted clip to show you what happened. It's kind of funny. It's kind of eerie. What happened? There's that flute. Damn it. I think I was... Mystery Inc. has the best version of Filma. Yeah, some of my my friends who have actual careers had suggested I watch that show, and I hadn't gotten around to it. One of my friends really likes that show because Linda Cardellini is in it, and Linda Cardellini is her favorite actress, and I think her character is called Hot Dog Water. What the hell kind of name is that? Does that make any sense within the context of the show? Why? Because she makes out with ET. ET is still scared. You know, um, God, I hope he isn't watching this. Breezy, who helps me get the footage for some of the older games for my videos, Mr. Top 10 List videos, told me that E.T. was one of his childhood horrors, and I think that's really funny. So you're not alone. He's not alone. If I remember correctly, Ditto is a very rare encounter in this dungeon, because for some reason they moved where Ditto is in the yellow version compared to red, blue, and yellow. Okay. So I don't know what people think Snorlax is. I wanted to think it's a fat cat, but maybe it's a bear. I don't know. But the idea of Snorlax headbutting a magnet, a fat cat or a fat bear headbutting a magnet, that's funny. That's weird. That's funny. It's really too bad the metal type did not exist in Generation 1. I think Magnemite and Magnetone would have gotten some more utility. It is kind of weird that they became metal Pokemon retroactively. Grant, I'm not sure what that LOL is in reference to. Snorlax headbutting a magnet, yeah. Okay, so could somebody explain to me why there's a character called Hot Dog Water in Mystery Inc? Because that name is off-putting to me. Okay, I'm gonna need a little help here, guys. If I jump off the wrong ledge, I'm gonna have to redo part of this dungeon again, and I mean, I like talking to you, but I don't like wasting time. So if somebody could help me remember which one, that'd be great. Isn't Hot Dog Water a Limp Bizkit album? I'm not sure if I want to waste a save here to save scum. From the Ricky, her cruel nickname. That's gross. Okay, leap of faith. We're just gonna have to do it. Am I in the basement? Yeah, this is right. Okay. I don't know if I don't want to give away too much on the video that me and Mr. Top 10 List are working on, but let's just say a Ditto encounter would be a hint. Maybe. Possibly. Ditto is very rare here. Chocolate starfish and hot dog flare. Okay. Yeah, I just think of Limp Bizkit as kind of a joke. I was a huge fan of Mad TV. I don't know how well anybody remembers Mad TV, but Will Sasso had his impression of Fred Durst that was very nonsensical. And that's just, I think of that before the actual Fred Durst. Fred Durst was in an episode of House, if anybody remembers House. 6 years ago, that's crazy. He was in the season 4 finale. He played a bartender. Top 10 characters that look like chewing gum. God damn it, don't blow our cover. Growlithe. Let's see if we can level up Nessie a little bit. I only remember that because it was advertised in the Dreamcast magazine. I don't know. Oh, well, that stunk. Does anybody who knows this game well know if I took the right path? Because if I didn't, that would really suck. I think I did, but I'm not sure. See, I can't really run away. Yeah, well, I'm running out of PP here. That's part of the problem. Let's headbutt it. Oh, somebody left the chat. Just want to remind you guys that if you know anybody who you think might be interested in the channel, I would really appreciate if you spread it out, because I'm trying to beat YouTube being a bastard, and I would greatly appreciate it. Just that really screwed us over. Okay. If you're ever playing this game, don't walk out here, because this is the exit. Yeah, I'm in the basement, and it's a one-way exit. If you go back in, you'll have to redo this over again, and I'm talking from experience. Whoa. Okay. That was another encounter between inputs, by the way, which I think, I'm not sure if it happens in Generation 2, but I know that does not happen between games. I'm not sure if I'm explaining that correctly. I pressed up on the D-pad, but the game calculated that I ran into somebody before it's registering my input. So when the battle is over, I'm probably going to be moving upwards. My character spray. Oh man, Mew's dead. Can't escape because it's too fast. Yes. This dungeon is kicking my ass. If it gets really desperate, I might have to use my Poké Dolls. I was really hoping we get frozen. And I'm really not excited for the Super Bowl. Because, like, I haven't in 4 years. And I need to undo that. Where is the switch? Is it on the next floor? I really hope I didn't screw this up. If my team gets too worn out, I might just have to exit the mansion. I feel like I've dropped the ball somewhere. And my Snorlax has no way of fighting back. And unfortunately, my guys are just really slow. Okay. I think I'm heading in the right direction now. The teams this year are pretty boring. Well, you know, I'm from Philadelphia, so I'm obligated to root for the Eagles, even though I don't know anything about football. Press it, who wouldn't? So there's that. We're going to find out more about Mew. Mewtwo is far too powerful. We failed to curb its vicious tendencies. We tried to make the most powerful Pokemon, and we succeeded. And then he dies. Pretty dark. So, yeah, I know the Patriots are the bad guys. and I'm gonna root for Philadelphia because that's where I'm from. But what's really boring is the halftime show. I really don't care about Justin Timberlake. But I'm not gonna be watching it anyway. Gonna be watching it after the fact. I'm gonna be putting in over 12 hours. So just remember to tip your driver. That's all I'm saying. A list of names of the Patriots. Yeah, I'm really convinced that the Patriots being a successful football team, but being a heel, like a wrestling bad guy, sharing that with the bad guys from Metal Gear Solid, it's not a coincidence. The Patriots, the Metal Gear Patriots have manipulated American football. That's why they're the enemy. About it because they're a shadow government that secretly controls the NFL. I'm rooting for the Lale personally. Oh, that's cool. That means that I can say Patriots, but Ryan can't. So, Ryan has nanomachines in him. Gotta go to sleep. No, I'm dead. Okay, because it only did 1 damage because Hyperfang cuts it in half. Can't escape. Not sure if that exclamation point is meant to be an Metal Gear exclamation point. Someday I might. I would like to do a review of the Metal Gear games. Again, it's just a matter of timing. Find the time to work on everything. I was going over my footage and I forgot. I recorded more stuff of Metal Gear Solid 1 than I remembered. Not a full playthrough, but quite a bit. Okay, it's just me, or does that muck sprite, when it's in silhouette, look kind of creepy? Because I haven't played this game probably in about 2 years, and I'm 75% paying attention, and I don't remember the sprites of this game as well as red and blue. Yeah, I'm dead. Because the sprites in red and blue are horrifying. Can't escape. That's not good. Pew! I have outlines written for TTS and 3, but never. I thought you would bring that up. That's pretty menacing. Yeah, because I was kind of afraid I might have ran into a weird glitch son of a bitch. I was a bit freaked out. When I'm when I was recording footage from Pokemon Red and Blue and doing some of the Pokemon glitches, the thing is about the way Red and Blue are coded, it's possible for Pokemon to go over level 100. It has to do with the hexadecimal values. They can go up to 255. The thing is, when you level up from 99 to 100, when you're at level 100, unless you leveled up with an overflow glitch, you can't level up higher than 100. But if, for instance, if you start at level 1 and you get experience, that causes an error that makes you level up to 255 or something like that. But the glitch Pokemon will always have stats to back up the fact if they were actually at that level. So a level 180 missing no, that's one of the common missing no forms, has really freaking high attack, and it's a little bit intimidating when you think about it. I mean, according to when you can glitch missing no into your Pokedex, that thing is 10 foot tall and it weighs 3,000 pounds. Obviously, that's just a hilarious coincidence. But I mean, the fact that you're fighting a 10 foot tall, 3,000 pound Tetris block, and it can just mash your team up when you're just trying to have a fun day at the beach. It's a little eerie. Kind of reminds me of the sludge from Fern Gully. I don't remember anything about that movie aside from the fact that I saw it and that Robin Williams is in it and that LC Lovelock did a song of it. She's gonna be in an upcoming video, and I mean that, I'm not joking. And that Nostalgia Critic did a video about that. That's all I know about Fern Gully. It's a movie. It was filmed with a camera. They drew it on paper. And, theater, too. That's all I know about it. I did see it because I went to a really crappy summer camp one year, and that was one of the movies that was played, so that's how I remember the name. I think it's an environmental film. I don't have anything to say about it, really. Slowburger to level 45, woohoo. I mildly regret not teaching my Slowbro amnesia drawings on the paper, yeah. Yeah, they use that same animation technique for the fourth Inuyasha movie. They showed the sequel at my after-school program. They made a Ferngully sequel. They made a Ferngully franchise. This sucks that I keep running into Raticates because I would run away, but they outspeed my Slowbro. My Slowbro is powerful, but he's a slow bro. He can muscle out these Raticates, but the Hyper Fang has potential to do a lot of damage. I really just gotta beat these dirty rats. Alright. Yeah, and Tenchi voices Robin Williams' character, I believe. When my friends met Tenchi, I know his name isn't Tenchi Muyo, but when you say Tenchi Muyo, you'll know who it is. He met his voice actor at Anime North in 2004, I believe. So that would be Toronto, Canada, 2004, Anime North. Want to be scared? There are 15 Land Before Time movies. The original Land Before Time is a very dreary movie about... I mean, it's about dinosaurs, but it's about a child accepting the death of a loved one. And then the sequels are these whimsical Disney ripoff movies. That series really took a turn for the worst. Yeah, I remember that movie making me sad when I was younger, but in a good way. Let's see, is this the key? That's not the key. What is TM22? It drives me crazy that they couldn't think of telling you what the TMs were. Solar Beam. I'll teach that to Mew. Mew is going to learn Solar Beam. For Solar Beam. And we'll get rid of Pound because that's a bad attack. Death. That's over 30 musical numbers. Yeah, I rewatched The Land Before Time sometime last year. Yeah, I think this is the key to Blaine's Gym. I'm going to get the questions wrong on purpose so that I get some experience. But I'll beat this last Eradicate, and hopefully I have an escape rope. I usually keep them on me. And let's just get the hell out of here. This is a very scary place. I mean, think about this. I'm a 10, 11-year-old kid. I'm in a secret laboratory. A genetically engineered psychic cat was made here. There's burglars. There's a bunch of rubble everywhere. And I'm being pursued by rats. Seems like George Lucas likes to become Disney after he walks away. I don't understand. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I was smart enough to get a. Oh, okay. Because you're saying that because Lucas was a producer on Land Before Time, correct? I'm assuming. Okay. You know, I kind of hate the fact that these are my. Never knew that. Yeah, that's because for whatever reason, Lucasfilm wasn't credited for Land Before Time, and I wouldn't learn about that till later. Lucas did a surprising amount of work for Universal in the 80s. Lucas was, and you said it all went, yeah, it went all Disney. Well, it became even worse than it being Disney. It was a Disney ripoff. It was attempting to be Disney. I like the way when you or anyone says the. I don't understand that. Anytime someone says burglars, I hear it in the Naru Molly voice from the Deke dub of Sailor Moon, since she said it in such an exaggerated, funny way. You know, what I mostly remember of the Molly voice is the episode when one of the bad guys dies. Because she had like a Jersey, New York accent. When one of the guys, when he died in the original, and they try to cover it up in the dub badly, and I don't know, he says something like, "Molly, I'm not feeling well," and then she goes, "You lying," and it's, oh man, it's so dumb, it's amazing. You lying. That is an inside joke between me and Tony Ballin. We would say that to each other a lot. It was one of those, I don't want to be credited. I don't know. George Lucas is a very mysterious person. I was saying that Lapras is my strongest water Pokemon, but that's not true because I forgot that Slowbro was water um, water and psychic. Good thing Sailor Moon was there. Good thing Sailor Moon was there when that burglar showed up. That's a weird girl, Molly. Get it right and the door opens to the next round. Get it wrong and face the trainer blocking the way. If you want to conserve your Pokemon for the gym later. I just think I'm going to get it wrong. Caterpie evolves into Butterfree, yes. You're absolutely correct. Damn it! I didn't want it. Oh, can I still fight the trainer? Okay, that's good. That's all that matters. I just want the experience. Anyway, that annoyed me when I was younger because, it does evolve into Butterfree, but not directly. So that's misleading. I should sue somebody. Something that gets funnier to me is when the guy at the entrance looks like John Oliver. That's cheating. John Oliver didn't exist in 1996. Something that's funny to me about the Sailor Moon dubs, I know it's Cloverway and not Deke, but Sailor Uranus's voice gets funnier to me all the time because there's one time where she calls Sailor Chibi Moon. She goes, "Now listen here, Peanut," and that oh my god, that kills me. Who talks like that? She constantly sounds like she's out of. Who calls somebody Peanut? That's very weird. Also, there was a time where me and Sam were watching an episode randomly, and she says to Sailor Neptune, Oh, well, riddle me this, Batman. And we just stopped the episode and threw up our arms in disgust. Then we threw the flash drive away. That didn't actually happen. Uranus's pain noise. Yeah, they sound kind of sensual. I'll just leave it at that. No, sensual, that's too good. They sound like moaning. Alright, I'm gonna kick Ninetales, and then I'm gonna take a little break, because I'm really starting to run out of fluid in my mouth. I will be ending this once I'm done with Blaine's Gym, though, by the way. Has anybody noted the irony that I'm playing Pokemon Yellow, but no Pikachu? I surrender. Alright. Let's go stop for a moment. Alright, okay. Hopefully I can be heard now. I really need to step out and get a drink. Had basically no saliva left in my throat after all that rambling. Yeah, let me know if my volume's okay. Yes, I am noting the irony that you. Come on. My bro did that when we were younger, and it made me. Fun fact is that Pokemon Yellow has, at least for me, the worst selection of wild Pokemon. Ryan, why is it that you feel that way? I'm not. I mean, I don't feel particularly passionate about that. I'm just curious. Also, let me know if my volume's okay. I muted my microphone when I was out. Oh god, Sailor Uranus sounds like like yeah, just imagine Sailor Uranus saying, "Will you buy me a shotgun, Dad?" And just imagine that. Will you buy me a shotgun, Neptune? Think you can do it? Man, Funimation really fucked up season 3 of Sailor Moon, didn't they? Think you can do it? What's going on here? Pokemon quiz. Test your skills. I better get it wrong. Sailor Uranus is the link we need to connect the Sailor Moon universe to the DCU. That's amazing. By the power of the fairy poop fart. You know, Street is basically a Sailor Moon character. Let's be real here. Yeah, there are 9 Pokemon League badges. You can't win. I've studied Pokemon. Totally. The game was compensating for the fact it gives you other starters, maybe, I don't know. But if you... Yellow is a much tougher game. Because, I mean, I like Pikachu, but Pikachu, you're fighting with Pikachu early in the game, and the way to correct it is to either trainer fly or try to get a Nidoking very early in the game. That's one thing, or a Nidorino or something. But after that, you get Bulbasaur and Squirtle and Charmander. But on the flip side, they did cut us out of quite a few Pokemon, so that Red and Blue would have their version exclusives and what have you. I do know that trainers in general have high level Pokemon Red and Blue. Well, the gym leaders are a little bit tougher in Yellow, actually. Sabrina's team she has a level 50 Abra, Kadabra, and Alakazam. It's tougher for early game, but after Pokemon, I would get. Yeah, Pokemon games are relatively easy. I've been doing pretty crappy in this run, though. I think I lost twice. I know I lost against Koga when I was working on this run last summer. I would get a Mankey in the beginning. Yeah, me too. Mankey owns Brock. Yeah, Onyx is like a 28-foot long rock snake, and then Mankey just karate chops it, and the snake breaks. I should probably switch out to Lapras so it gets some experience. I kind of want Lapras to at least be level 40 for later in the game, but I just don't think that's feasible. You can beat this game under-leveled, but you really just need a powerful Pokemon. Like, by the time I get to the Elite Four, Slowbro could be viable. I would probably use my Master Ball on Zapdos. Zapdos is very useful for Lorelei. But I would want my guys to at least be mid-40s if I get to the Elite Four. I can't remember all the specifics, but when I did my Nuzlocke, I remember how bad Selection Yell is. That's not true. Poliwag 3 times. It becomes Poliwhirl, Poliwrath, and Politoed. This game is rigged. This might be the last time um, I can stream, at least until sometime next week. I'll have to be funny on what my work schedule is. I'm way too booked this weekend, but I want to try to do this one to promote the channel, and it's good to catch up with you guys. I shouldn't complete the Pokedex, so I had to map and complete this up for all things. I think it's possible to actually get everything in one cartridge without having to trade through glitching, but it's extremely convoluted. Because all the Pokemon, they're programmed into the game, you just can't access them through normal means. Because if the Pokemon was incompatible with the game, it would be a glitchy blobby mess. Are thunder moves effective against ground type? Hell yeah. No, it was the right call. You're stupid. I should send the map to you. Send it to me on Discord, please. I'm not going to check it right now, because my attention is being divided between YouTube World and Pokemon World. But definitely send it to me, and I will take a look at it sometime this year. Next time I stream, I was thinking of doing Xbox One. The video that I'm trying very hard to get done this week is Injustice 2, which is not going to be long, because I really... It's super nerdless. Like, oh my god, that's amazing. That's cool. Somebody needs to edit that in. Yeah, so sometime I'm trying to get Injustice 2 video done sometime this week. I'm not going to make any promises, but I'm trying my best to get that done. I'm having some issues with the encoding. First and foremost, I had to re-encode about half my footage after about half of my footage got corrupted. And what was the other thing? I'm just kind of uptight about my voiceover. Just sometimes I don't think I sound the most confident when I'm voiceover AT. We'll see how it pans out. A lot of the time I beat myself up out of a lot of stuff, and I would say about 90% of the time people tell me, oh, it was pretty good. So my biggest critics are usually myself and then Sam. Sam rags my feet over the calls. Hi Sam, if you're listening to this. I hope you are. But maybe I shouldn't try to be too uptight about it. Let's see. I want the Rapidash spray. Yeah, that'd be cool. The Stockholm Syndrome is strong with that one. You mean Otacon, right? Man, poor Otacon. He's always losing people he loves. I think Otacon has some very good character development in the Metal Gear games. I feel that by the time of Metal Gear Solid 4, it really is boy becomes a man. Maybe I'm just a softie. Yeah, my Lapras is growing. TM28 contains Tombstoner. Yeah, it does. Fire is weak against HT. Just say water, you jerk. You know, there should be an attack called Tombstoner. I don't know what's holding Game Freak back. I question whether he actually loved any of them. Yeah, they all hypnotized him. You got me there. I honestly can't. That's honestly one of the few story aspects of Metal Gear Solid 4 genuinely like. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 4. What a pompous ass H2O. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna talk like that, you should be Walter White from Breaking Bad, as far as I'm concerned. Metal Gear Solid 4, I was really on board. I was replaying it about a year or two ago and taking notes. I actually have an entire playthrough and cutscenes and everything, and some new game file stuff to whenever I get around to making a video about that. I think I'm on board with the story up until Act 3. The fourth act of the game, I like a lot. It was a lot of fun to play through, but I thought the story stuff was silly. And then it's kind of ridiculous that the end of the game, I mean, Big Boss is dying, and then but he still has time to talk to Snake for 30 minutes, and I'm not exaggerating. So that's a little bit silly. Nessie doesn't need messed. But at the same time, I jokingly call it the Rocky 4. I don't know if I go that far. Like how blowed up. Well, they powered it with kryptonite. That's how they made it work again. I'm trying to I think that the big issue, I mean, it is kind of a meme, but I think one of the issues is how a lot of things were just explained by nanomachines. Like, I get that it's Metal Gear, and I get that it's military science fiction, but the thing that Naomi's cancer was held back by nanomachines, and then when the nanomachines turn off, she turns off, metaphorically speaking. I think that's a bit silly. Also, I don't like the fact Liquid and Ocelot being the same person. I think that was too convoluted the way they explained it in Metal Gear Solid 4. I think they should have let us. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous that Liquid's arm possessed Ocelot in Metal Gear Solid 2, but I think they should have at least kind of owned up to it instead of it making it that Ocelot was possessed by Liquid in Metal Gear Solid 2, but in Metal Gear Solid 4, he pretended to trick the Patriots. That's really ridiculous. It's just way too convoluted. Blaine looks like a librarian. His sprite here. Probably has to read the 3 books reference to all this stupid. There's too much plot tie-in and not enough emphasis with a lot of franchises. The worst line in the game is with "I only fall on my back." Yeah, that's terrible. I can't defend that. I thought it was a little hammy when he said "Guns of the Patriots" too. It's like, there's the title. Ha! I am Blaine, the leader of Cinnabar Gym. My fiery Pokemon will incinerate all challengers. Ha! You better have Burn Heal. I like how in yeah, and then Eva is David Bowie. I like how in Pokemon Puzzle League, if I remember correctly, he says, some like it hot. That's funny. I always thought Blaine's sprite looks kind of weird here. It looks like, just kind of glaring at it, it looks like the bottom half of his head is a grin. I think it's supposed to be his mustache. And then his sunglasses look like bug eyes. LOL, where's that pic? I don't know what you're talking about. Details. I sent out a hermit crab. He kind of looks like a Muppet. The question is, which Muppet? He doesn't... I think he looks almost like an alien gray. Possibly a Starman from Earthbound. There's just something about his spray that looks a little bit off. Bert. Okay. Maybe I might say it. So he's an alternate reality Muppet. That's interesting. I've always wondered why Blaine uses Magmar in the other sources, and it's considered his trademark Pokemon, but he doesn't use it in the games. That's very odd to me. I think there's a lot of bad communication going around. Rapidash could kick my ass if I'm not careful. Let me see. Fire spin. No, Slowbro might be able to make it. But I'm going to have to use my other guys as meat shields. Okay. Because Nita ran. That sucked. Gonna have to get some potion here. I like how I'm playing Pokemon and somehow that gets us into talking about what's it called? Metal Gear. Anime and comic team had no F's to give about continuity. I don't know if necessarily continuity is anything. I kind of want a tie-in. I think they reconciled that in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, though. Considering the enemy told us rock type, bad communication is, yeah, like the lie they told us about how ghost Pokemon could defeat psychic types, even though that wasn't true at all. They lied to me. They lied to me. Yeah, it wasn't Blaine's. Yeah, he looks like a hippie in the anime, and in the games he looks like I don't know, an inspector, like Hercule Poirot, Murder on the Orient Express. My mom tells me I'm not pronouncing his name. That was his. Yeah, but even after he had the disguise off, he still looked like a hippie, at least in my mind. Wait a minute. Maybe his true form was the disguise, and he actually had a mustache because he was really dedicating her to that act. I don't know. It was the Hawaiian shirt. Come on now. He looks like Eggman on Nutricit. It was the Hawaiian. Is that a reference to the fake missile launch? The fake missile warning. That incident will forever be known as the Hawaiian shit. Wonder if I can get a toxic in here. You know, I think Blaine might be haha Rapidash killed itself. But that sucks because I don't get the experience. Oh wait, I do get the experience. Okay, that's cool. Okay. There we go. Oh wait, no, I thought that was the end of the battle. Blaine's about to use Arcanine. Better dump an ocean on it. Your armor won't protect you, you fool. Damn it, I wish I had amnesia, because that would have been a 2-turn KO, but what can you do? Anyway, he's being really stupid. I'm gonna... See, it's really dumb because Surf is a special attack, not a physical attack, so Reflect doesn't do anything. He should have just forked over the Volcano badge already. Heightens the special abilities of your Pokemon. I've always wondered, the badges, they affect your Pokemon's stats after you obtain them, but I've always wondered what was the exact math about that. I've never been able to get figures. I'm told that it's basically infinitesimal. Like, it might be 1. But it's I find that curious. I'm not the biggest expert on Pokemon beyond the first 3 generations or so, so I'm not sure if they kept that in the other games. My team is hurting. But let's go back to Saffron City. So if you ever look at the map of Kanto in Pokemon Generation 1, you'll see that Saffron City is that you fly to. So that's led people to believe, even after you get to Indigo Plateau, so that's led to some people to believe that maybe Saffron City was one of the last places programmed into the game. Could be, you never know. There's a lot of mysterious stuff about this game. You know, actually, before I fight Sabrina, let's get that old man his teeth. I remember in the original, as if that was his only. He got shafted, man. Yeah, it's odd, and I haven't read too much material about how much difference the badges affecting your stats do. It obviously does a little when they say that. I think it might be just 1 point, but I've never seen any documentation about how it affects your stats. Okay, I got strength. I only need it for 1 dungeon. Yes, I got surf. So I think I'll teach surf to... I think I'll teach strength to Snorlax. And unfortunately I forget that I'm not playing Generation 2. And I can't shortcut my HMs. Got a rare candy. Who should I give it to? Let's see where we are at level up. Yeah, probably Slubber. I don't feel like waiting for all that. Really need Slubber to be strong later in the game. By the way, a long time ago, I was thinking of playing Pokemon Silver. My Pokemon Silver stream in 1 sitting, and I realize now how insane that is, because I've been doing this for almost 2 hours, and I've barely completed a portion of the game in that 2 hours, because I'm so distracted by the chat. So that was crazy. My gold is working though. I had it repaired a few months ago. it's frustrating with the Generation 2 games because they're ticking time bombs. Fortunately, Nidoran is gonna get wrecked. Let's get out Killer Dactyl. That's for Killer Combat X. What does Aerodactyl learn in this game? Quick attack and agility. There's gotta be a way we can make that better. What's TM21? No. Contain Metronome. Who can learn Metronome? TM28. Fire Blast. Yeah, that sounds crazy enough to work. We'll teach it to Killer Dactyl. Yeah, whatever. I'm just trying to have some fun here. And unfortunately, there's no item shortcuts, so I have to get on my bike every time. Should probably get some medicine supplies though. Generation 2 save time. Lots. Yeah, that's why I'm happy that I got my because I mean it sucks when those things die. I got Pokemon Silver and Pokemon Gold on 3DS Virtual Console, and then I got my Gold repaired last year. So I think I actually kind of got my fix at Generation 2 for a while. What is this smug guy up to? Flew here on my Pidgeot when I read about Sylph. It's already over? I missed the media action. You didn't miss much, man. Okay. So should I do the stupid puzzle here, or should I... let's mess with the palettes first. Okay. I want to try to beat Sabrina, then end all this. But thanks for joining me, guys. I definitely want to try this again next week, and just any way you can help support, really appreciate it, because we are getting screwed here. Yeah, this looks kind of neat. So let's see if I remember this puzzle correctly. Yeah, that's pretty dumb. Alright. My team is under level. Yeah, his boss, so let's do this. Check. And I'll save here, because I really don't want to... I've already lost twice. Getting a game over once in this game really sucks because you lose half your money, and I'm really gonna need some of those. I don't like grinding, and I don't like scumming to get experience points, so I'm trying to save every dollar I can. Full restores for Elite Four. I really wish I could do Elisa Ortiz voice, but I'm just not the right gender. But I've had psychic powers since I was a child. I first learned to bend spoons. Play with me. Okay. Now that I'm older, I think it's very suggestive she has a whip. Fun fact, in the early versions of this game, one in English, due to some kind of a scripting error, uh, all trainers, it would say the, and like for Brock in the prototype version, it would say the Brock wants to fight. And because they used the prototype version to make the instruction manuals and the player's guides, if you still have the instruction manual for Pokemon Red and Blue, you can see that in it. It's where it says the Brock wants to fight. It's incredibly silly. I think the only attacks Abra knows are Flash and Teleport, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of trainers have whips. They're all into some really kinky shit. So Abra is just an experienced piggy bank waiting to get smashed. The only attacks it knows, if I'm not mistaken, it's just Teleport and Flash. It has no way of retaliating, and it has sucky defense. So my Snorlax just mowed it down. But Kadabra gonna put up a fight. My team is very underleveled, and I don't really have type advantage on my side. The Brock. However, an advantage I do have is that the trainers in this game have very bad AI. So there's that. Why did I do Fire Blast? Yeah, you're dead. Hitmonlee might stand a chance. Kadabra has bad defense. Bad defense, bad AI, but it's got speed. It would be really nice if I got a critical hit, but it's just not. That was fortunate. I'm gonna kick you. That's bad. Yeah, this is just a bunch of silly stalling. Okay, it looks like I predicted the AI correctly. Meditate will make Hitmonlee stronger, and then Hitmonlee is dead. Okay. It's like Sabrina really is psychic and is trying to counter me correctly. It's unlikely, but let's see what we can get here. Psywave is totally broken in this game, and it does not work correctly at all. Whatever the player's guide tells you Psywave does, it's lying. I don't remember the particulars of it, but it's just a very bad attack that it doesn't work correctly at all. Kadabra doing Kinesis is stupid because it doesn't hit me with any physical moves. Anytime my Lapras does, my Lapras is toxic is gonna wear it out eventually. I think Mew might be able to take the hit, so we'll see. By the way, I can't hear the music, but this is excellent Game Boy music here, let me tell you. He's under leveled, but it's got the stats. Can it take the hit? Oh, yeah, there we go. You might beat Kadabra. We'll see. There we go. Let's use Alakazam. Oh yeah, now I remember what happens. Psywave, if you use battle, it can royally screw up the game and make it so that there are two battles running differently when the games are connected. I encourage you, if you're curious about the way these games are programmed, to go check out that glitch. It's one of the strangest things I've ever seen. It makes it so a game. Oh, come on. There we go. Come on, get Toxic. This is why Toxic is one of my favorite attacks. Meanwhile, in the feudal era, Psywave makes it so that in a Link battle, it has something to do with how it determines the damage. I'm not exactly 100% sure with how it works. But when you have two Game Boys connected, it'll make it so that on one game, one battle is happening, and on the other game, another battle is happening. It's one of the strangest glitches I've ever seen. It's probably why they Psywave back in Generation 2, except for you'd have to import it from Generation 1. I wonder if they fixed it in later games. I really don't remember it too well. This never seemed really popular as far as Pokemon attacks go. It's too bad my Lapras isn't no Body Slam. Because of Toxic, that'll be a way to bypass all the Alakazam recovering. Every time Toxic hits, it'll do more damage. Slowly but surely, Alakazam will erode away. Damn it, Reflect. Oh well. My Snorlax has still got this. If you try Psychic, I got Amnesia. And you're done. I'm shocked, but a loss is a loss. I admit I didn't work hard enough. You earned the Marsh Badge. The Marsh Badge was from whatever. Shit, okay. Don't raise your Pokemon too much. By the way, the whole thing about... I'm going to sell this attack because it's a piece of shit. The thing about not raising your Pokemon, everyone has psychic power. People just don't realize it. No, it's all fake. Penn and Teller proved that. What the hell was I even talking about? Man. Guys, I'm sorry. I get really caught up. Oh, so that was the solution. I could have gotten there faster. Okay, yeah, now I remember. The thing about leveling up your Pokemon too much is a lie, because Pokemon only become unruly if you traded them from somebody else and you don't have the badges to control them. So that's just another lie Game Freak came up with to trick you. Those crafty guys. Make good games though. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. And I'm going to fly to Viridian City and save the final mystery battle for the next time I play Pokemon Yellow. Before I go, does anybody want me to change the color palette some? It's just something stupid and outrageous, please. That looks hideous. I can't see anything or anybody. Is there... Now this looks like a computer game from the 1980s. Now, as Roger Waters once said, is there anybody out there? The chat seems pretty dead. He said he was on the road to Viridian City, but it's pretty quiet. The color... This reminds me a lot of just messing around with NES, not NES, Microsoft Paint. There we go, this looks spooky. I'm on the road to Purple City. This is the real Violet City. This looks cool. I wish I had this when I grew up. When I grew up, when I was little. Still haven't learned to grow up yet. But yeah, little things like the old man, he doesn't do the Weedle thing because they really wanted to eliminate any possibility of missing no. I've shown that in yellow they got rid of running into Pokemon on the Cinnabar shore line. Okay. This is the real Lavender Town. Somebody should make a creepypasta this. Okay, so I'm gonna save here, and I'm gonna save Demon Yellow. I'll make a Demon Yellow for you. I'll say that's gonna be it for tonight's adventures. Make one. There's your Demon Yellow. Like a ZX Spectrum game. Yeah. A lot of the old computer games can only show one color at a time. Okay, this is the end for today's adventures. Really appreciate you putting up with my stupid shit for 2 hours. Gonna try this again next week, hopefully. It's really not feasible the rest of this week. So you guys can help me out by finding people to look at the channel. It would help me out tremendously. I'm really trying to beat all this YouTube just screwing over its users. It really sucks. I bought a cartridge from a yard sale, but when I turned it on, Pikachu was crying blood. No, it's you know when you make a lemon pie and the pie filling it melts in the oven? That's what it is. The glaze, yeah. This is Pokemon Yellow glaze. It's nothing to fear. Honestly, I'm just more concerned about just getting my Lapras leveled up for the Pokemon League. I'm probably gonna need to replace it with Zapdos, unfortunately. Oh well. Okay, yeah, but that's it for tonight. Yeah, seriously, if you want to help the channel, just help share it out. Me and somebody else are going to be trying to update a Patreon page if you want to help us out. But this is going to be it for now. So, yeah, get ready to say your goodbyes, please. Lemon pie, let me... No, it's a lie. It's all a horrible lie. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to try this again next week. I think this is probably the best stream I've ever done. Not too bad. Oh, it's hideous. It's terrible. There, got all the Pokemon colors there. That's good. You can't do this on Game Boy Player. That's why we it's why you hang on to your old toys, kids. I'm just really happy I got a Super Game Boy. This would have really blown my mind when I was younger, because I just wanted to play these games in full color. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, that's it for the stream. I'll see you guys later. It's great catching up with you.